Most people think prepping means spending thousands overnight, but the truth is, no one buys 10 or 20 years worth of food in one shot. Instead, survival is built. One extra can, one sealed bag, one smart choice at a time. In today's video, you'll learn how to start your emergency food supply from scratch without breaking the bank. We'll uncover why acidic canned foods could be your worst enemy, how one man lost a year's worth of food in just 3 days, and the most overlooked item that could save your pet's life. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear plan to build a smart, safe, and long-lasting food storage system tailored to your needs. Whether you're prepping for storms, blackouts, or the unexpected chaos of life, this is knowledge you can't afford to ignore. Welcome here, where preparation meets peace of mind. If you're ready to take the first step toward real self-reliance, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you don't miss any of our survival guides, food storage tips, and emergency planning secrets. And stick around, because in just a moment, I'm going to show you the one common food item most people stockpile that could actually become toxic in a blackout. 1. Water. Before discussing freeze-dried meals or vacuum-sealed grains, let's talk about water, the most essential resource. You can survive 3 weeks without food, but only 3 days without water. In most emergencies, like blackouts, floods, and civil unrest, clean, safe water disappears first. Consider this. Municipal water supplies utilize power to pump and cleanse. If the grid goes down, even for a few days, your tap becomes unusable, and store-bought bottled water is gone within hours. Ask anyone who has survived a storm or lockdown. In a sudden evacuation, you'll need water filters, purification tablets, or even household bleach to sanitize found water. Start simple by storing water in jugs, bottles, and barrels, at least 1 gallon per person per day. Be portable. Instead of milk jugs, which degrade quickly, use food-grade containers with tight, sealed lids and keep them in cold, dark settings to minimize algae growth and chemical leaching. Even freeze-dried meals need water to rehydrate, so if your pantry is full but not your water, you're not ready. 2. Honey. Let's talk about honey. Sweet and potent. Honey is delicious and one of the few foods that never spoils. Archaeologists found honey in ancient Egyptian tombs over 3,000 years old, and it was still edible. Honey is a natural antibacterial, antifungal, and wound-treating agent. World War I soldiers utilized honey-soaked cloths to prevent infection. It can last forever if stored in a tight container away from heat and moisture. It may crystallize, but a gently warm water bath will melt it back. Honey has many nutritional, therapeutic, and bartering purposes, is high in energy, and is easy to preserve. Honey, not only comfort food, should be on the top shelf for long-term food storage. 3. Pasta. Pasta is a survival pantry staple. Pasta is cheap, satisfying, and versatile, but most people don't realize that properly preserved pasta can survive 10 to 30 years. All you need are Mylar bags, oxygen absorbers, and a cool, dark environment. A pound of pasta may feed several people, especially when mixed with canned sauce, oil, or dried herbs. It's about calories, clean, efficient carbs that fuel your body during food shortages and hard work. Here's where it gets interesting. During World War II, European governments stockpiled dried pasta because it was compact, non-perishable, and easy to transport. Today, it's just as valuable in a bug-in or bug-out situation because it's light, doesn't need refrigeration, and cooks quickly over a fire or portable stove. In long-term storage, avoid flavored or fresh pastas since they decay faster and contain oils or dairy that break down. Variety in noodle shapes, from spaghetti to elbows to rotini, may seem unimportant, but in a long-term emergency, morale matters. Pasta may seem easy, but survival requires simplicity. 4. Sugar. Sugar is little, sweet, and surprisingly strategic. Sugar is energy, plain and simple. In a crisis, when calories count and morale can drop rapidly, having sugar on hand can make all the difference. Most people don't aware that sugar lasts forever if stored in airtight containers away from moisture. No refrigeration or special packaging, just shelf-stable power. Sugar can be used to preserve fruits, make energy-dense syrups, and even heal open wounds by drawing moisture out and inhibiting bacterial growth. It's an ancient remedy with modern value. Consider the trade potential of sugar during times of scarcity. Don't pass up a bag of sugar at the store, buy an extra. You're purchasing security. 5. Salt. The modest white crystal salt may be the most effective item in your emergency store. Salt isn't just food, it's preservation, health, and survival. Before refrigeration, humans preserved entire winters' worth of meat with salt. In a grid-down situation, that ancient method becomes necessary again. Salt never spoils if stored in a sealed container away from moisture. It doesn't decay, decompose, or absorb light or air, making it a great stockpile mainstay. Most people don't aware that your body needs salt to function. Without it, cells can't absorb nutrients, muscles cramp, and dehydration accelerates. In survival situations, especially when sweating, working, or stressed, salt is life support. Adding salt to bland food during emergencies might boost morale, even if it's not gourmet. Salt was once bartered for its many applications, from preserving food to tanning hides to producing electrolyte solutions. You'll realize that salt is a survival staple, whereas others collect high-tech stuff and forget the basics. 6. No refrigeration needed. In a disaster, your fridge is not your friend. Within hours, everything inside starts to rot. The true survivors learn how to store and preserve food without refrigeration. Dehydration, brining, curing, smoking, and pressure canning are not simply outdated procedures but life-saving skills. Imagine weeks without electricity, empty shop shelves, and ruined food in freezers. Your meat, fruits, and veggies are carefully stored, preserved by salt, smoke, or pressure-canned jars. You're surviving. Pressurized foods can last 5 to 10 years, and dehydrated fruits, cured meats, and brined vegetables last months or years without refrigeration. However, moisture is the enemy. If you're smoking meat, dry it completely. If you're canning, sterilize like your life depends on it, because it might in an emergency. The greatest part? You can start practicing these abilities immediately. Learn to dehydrate apples, smoke your own jerky, or can your garden vegetables. It's a forgotten art. And in the realm of survival, that knowledge is power. 7. MREs, ready-to-eat meals. REs, or meals ready to eat, are a military-grade civilian survival tool. MREs are nutrient-packed, sealed, and long-lasting, making them the most convenient meal option for combat forces. Just tear it open, heat it up, and you're done. Most people don't realize that modern MREs are much better than they used to be. Instead of cardboard-tasting meals, they now have pasta, stews, snacks, desserts, and hot sauce. Some even have flameless ration heaters that heat food on their own. That's smart and could save your life in the cold. MREs aren't inexpensive and shouldn't be your primary food source. Eating them day after day can be hard on your body and mind. However, in short-term disasters or swift evacuations, they're invaluable. They're lightweight, small, and last 5 to 10 years depending on storage. A little-known fact, MREs are one of the most stolen things from military stockpiles during deployments because everyone wants them. Soldiers, relief workers, even black market sellers appreciate the value of a hot, ready-to-eat meal when you have nothing else. Your survival stash should include MREs, which provide time, energy, and warmth in a pouch. You'll be glad you did when the electricity goes out and time is limited. 8. FreezeDried Foods. Let MREs be the military's secret weapon, and freeze-dried foods be long-term survival heroes. These meals look simple, lightweight pouches filled with freeze-dried morsels of food, but they're not. Freeze-drying removes 98 to 99% of moisture, making the food practically spoil-proof. Properly kept, they can last 25 years. Think about that. 25 years of food you can buy today and forget about until you need it. Freeze-dried meals are the closest you can get to fresh food in an emergency because they retain nearly all of the vitamins and minerals. Don't forget to stockpile water to rehydrate freeze-dried items. Some meals require a full cup or more. Otherwise, you'll have plenty to eat but no means to consume it. Use hot water to rehydrate meals faster and improve texture and taste. Warm beef stroganoff on a cold night will cheer you up like nothing else. Freeze-dried meals are ideal for long-term storage in bug-out bags or deep pantry. They are used by astronauts, mountaineers, and now your future self. 9. Canned goods. Canned products aren't flashy, yet they're essential to survival. Consider that canned food is the original fast meal. Easy to store, requires no refrigeration, and lasts for years. If you're in a pinch, opening a can of beans, soup, or chili might fill you up. Here's the big secret. Canned goods can last much longer than you think, especially when stored in cool, dry, and dark conditions. Many canned foods can last 5 to 10 years, sometimes longer. Even after their expiration date, they're usually safe to eat. Most people make the mistake of thinking all cans are the same. Dents, rust, and bulging indicate contamination. A well-stored, damage-free can is a long-term investment. Remember that canned meats, veggies, fruits, and even full meals can be used to create an emergency pantry with everything you need for a balanced meal without spoilage. If you're going to eat canned food every day, variation can help you stay sane. Stale canned veggies get old fast, but canned meats, soups, and fruits are your heroes for variety and energy. At the next grocery store, consider your long-term survival plan. A few more cans might mean months of food when the shelves run out. Canned foods are more than convenience. They're your safety net in a world that can change in an instant. 10. Oats. Oats are a humble but effective survival food. Most people think of canned beans or freeze-dried meals when they think of survival food, but oats are so adaptable and necessary that they should be on every emergency pantry list. Oats are more than just a cheap breakfast. They're a powerhouse of energy, packed with fiber, protein, and essential nutrients. Living requires all the nutrients you can get. Oats are filling and can stretch your food supply. The best feature about oats is that they stay a long time if stored in sealed containers away from moisture and light. That makes them one of the most trustworthy long-term foods. Oats aren't just for breakfast. You can bake, make oatmeal, or thicken soups and stews with a little creativity. They're also a great source of energy for long, hard days. Oats are light, easy to transport, and high-calorie, nutrient-dense. They can be included in bug-out bags and moving preparations. When stocking up, don't forget oats, the quiet hero in any survival cache that keeps you fed, active, and ready for anything. 11. Dried beans. You may not realize it, but dry beans may be your most critical food reserve. If every calorie counts in a survival crisis, dried beans are your friend. These modest legumes are filled with protein, fiber, and complex carbs. When stored in a cool, dry place, dried beans can last for years. And unlike canned beans, you can buy them in bulk without worrying about space. Black, pinto, and kidney beans all have similar nutritional benefits and are versatile. However, dried beans are hard as rocks right out of the bag. Soaking them overnight or cooking them slowly softens them, releasing nutrients and making them digestible. Be sure to have plenty of water for both soaking and cooking. If you're creative, you may make beans into bean flour for bread or baking and use them in soups, stews, burritos, and salads. Soak beans in a bottle of water connected to your backpack while on the go to prepare them for cooking. Dried beans are cheap, nutritious, and necessary for any survival stockpile. They're the unsung hero for energy in a disaster. 12. Rice. Rice is simple, adaptable, and full of carbohydrates. Your body's main energy source in harsh times, making it an essential survival food. Think of rice as your basic fuel. It can feed a crowd, is cheap, easy to store, and has a long shelf life when stored in airtight containers. White rice can survive up to 25 years if stored properly in a cold, dry, and dark environment. Brown rice has a shorter shelf life because the bran oils might develop rancid. In an emergency, a few bags of rice can be traded for other requirements, making it a valuable asset. However, like anything in survival prepping, rice alone won't do. You need protein and fats to make a balanced diet. Canned meats, beans, and nuts make a complete nutritious meal when combined with rice. Finally, rice is easy to cook over a fire, on a stove, or with little heat in an emergency. With a little water, you can make a hearty meal, which every prepper should appreciate. 13. Nuts. Nuts are a great survival food since they provide protein, healthy fats, and fiber. Nuts are calorie dense, so even a small handful can give you a solid energy boost. This is crucial when food is scarce and you need to stretch your supplies as far as possible. The best part? Nuts are easy to store and last a long time in airtight containers away from heat and light. Most people don't realize that nuts have different shelf lives. Almonds and cashews have a shorter shelf life than walnuts and pecans, which can go rancid faster. To preserve your stash, vacuum seal and store in a cool, dry place. Nuts are versatile. You can eat them raw, roasted, or cooked. They're great for energy bars, salads, and trail mixes, and they're high in omega-3 fatty acids, which support brain function and keep your body in shape during stressful times. It's easy to overeat nuts if you rely on them as a main food source. They're great for sustenance, but balance is key. Combine them with other food groups to get the full range of nutrients you need. A bag of mixed nuts can be worth its weight in gold in a barter arrangement, especially when food is scarce. 14. Flour. Flour is the base of so many foods, bread, pancakes, pastas, and pastries, and it may be a game changer in survival mode. In a crisis, flour lets you bake, cook, and get creative. And trust me, bread made from your own flour can boost morale in a world without convenience foods. Unopened flour can last up to a year, but once it's opened, it has a shorter shelf life, 6 to 8 months due to moisture and pests. To extend its shelf life, store flour in a cool, dry place and vacuum seal it if possible. An insider tip: if you plan to store flour for a long time, buy whole grains in a grain mill. Whole grain flour lasts longer than refined flour, and with a mill you can grind your own flour whenever you need it. You'll also retain the full nutrients of the grain, which can be crucial in a survival situation. Flour can be used to make noodles, soup thickeners, and cakes with sugar or honey. In conclusion, flour is the foundation of many survival meals and an investment that will keep you fed and energized longer than canned foods and MREs. Stock up and be sure you can cook with it. 15. Peanut butter. Peanut butter is a calorie-dense survival food that can keep you going when food is scarce and energy is low. Peanut butter is versatile. You can eat it by the spoonful, spread it on crackers, or use it as a base for sauces and soups. It's packed with protein, healthy fats, and carbohydrates, which are essential for survival. Peanut butter can last a year or more if properly maintained and tightly sealed. After opening, it may last several months, depending on how it's stored. Peanut butter is a comfort food, and in hard times, people will trade essentials for something that brings them peace of mind. Many preppers swear by it. Like any survival food, peanut butter is nutrient-packed yet high in calories, so use it sparingly to complement your meals and enhance your energy. Bonus tip: peanut butter is a great source of fats, which are essential for energy storage. Include it in your survival strategy, not just for snacks. 16. Seeds. Seeds are one of the most important and often overlooked items in any survival stockpile. While canned goods and freeze-dried meals are great for immediate needs, seeds allow you to grow your own food, which is empowering in a crisis. Heirloom seeds are best for long-term food security because they are open-pollinated, so you can save and plant them each year. When buying seeds, choose a variety of vegetables, herbs, and fruits for a balanced diet. The best part? Seeds take up little space, making them easy to store in bulk. Once stored in a cool, dry, and dark place, they can last up to 5+ years. Don't forget to invest in Mylar bags or vacuum-sealed containers to preserve seed viability. The ultimate in food freedom, planting and growing your own food can make the difference between thriving and surviving in a crisis. With the right seeds, you can grow herbs for cooking, vegetables for nutrition, and fruit trees for natural sugars and vitamins. Seeds provide you nourishment and the power to control it, which is invaluable in times of uncertainty. 17. Coffee/tea. In times of stress, uncertainty, and hardship, nothing is more comforting than a warm cup of coffee or tea. These beverages are also a valuable bartering commodity and a morale booster. Imagine being in a tough situation for days or weeks. The physical toll is heavy, but what about the mental strain? Coffee and tea can calm you and keep you alert and focused. However, dried coffee beans or loose-leaf tea can last for years if stored properly in vacuum-sealed containers in a cool, dry, dark place. Instant coffee is a great choice for stockpiling because it's easy to store, lightweight, and requires no special brewing equipment. 18. Alcohol. Before we discuss liquor's survival benefits, let's discuss why it's often disregarded in prepping circles. Liquor may seem like a luxury, yet it can be critical. Liquor, especially hard spirits like whiskey, vodka, rum, and gin, has an indefinite shelf life. Unlike wine and beer, which degrade over time, high-proof liquors will not spoil as long as the bottle is sealed and the cork or cap is intact. This makes it a very efficient and valuable stockpiling item. Alcohol is one of the oldest antiseptics and can be used to clean wounds or sterilize equipment in a world without medical supplies. It can save a life. Alcohol is also a great barter item. In hard times, when resources are scarce, people seek comfort, and a bottle of liquor can be exchanged for food, medicine, or tools. It's also easy to store because it's small and portable. In a survival situation, morale can drop quickly due to stress and uncertainty. A small sip of your favorite liquor can provide a moment of relaxation and relief, reminding you of better times and helping you cope. Liquor can be a mood lifter and a valuable resource in moderation, but excessive drinking in a survival scenario can impair judgment and cause dehydration. 19. Baking soda. Let's first consider the most flexible survival item you undoubtedly already have in your kitchen: baking soda. It's a must have in your readiness inventory. Baking soda is multi purpose, from cleaning to deodorizing to personal hygiene. In a survival situation with limited store access, this small, cheap box of sodium bicarbonate can be a lifesaver in more ways than one. Baking soda's mild abrasiveness makes it an effective cleaner for pots and pans, dishes, and stovetops. In addition, if your toothpaste runs out, you can use a small amount of baking soda to brush your teeth. In a survival situation, cleanliness can be difficult, so odor control is crucial for comfort and morale. Baking soda can absorb odors from clothes, food storage, and shoes. Sprinkle it in problem areas and let it work. Although it won't substitute a fire extinguisher, a box of baking soda in the kitchen can stop a minor grease fire from spreading, giving you time to call for help or extinguish the flames. Baking soda is used as a light exfoliator and a soothing agent for insect bites and skin irritations. A paste of baking soda and water can relieve sunburn and rashes quickly. If you're baking bread or cakes with the ingredients you've stocked up on, baking soda helps leaven the dough, making it rise and produce light, fluffy results. It's essential for making survival meals more palatable and filling. 20. Powdered drinks and foods. Before we look at the different powdered foods and drinks, let's discuss why they're great for stockpiling. In an emergency, fresh food is usually the first to go, so shelf-stable options are the next best choice. Powdered foods are lightweight, easy to store, and have a long shelf life, making them ideal for survival kits. Start with powdered milk, one of the most important staples to have on hand. It may not be something you think about often, but if fresh dairy is unavailable, it can be a game changer. It can be mixed with water to make a milk substitute or used in baking to add richness and moisture to survival meals. Powdered eggs, like powdered milk, are a great source of protein and can be scrambled, baked, or added to soups. They're lightweight and easy to store, so they won't take up much space in your emergency pantry. Of course, powdered drinks like instant coffee, tea, electrolyte powders, and sports drinks are more than just comforting. They can help you stay awake and alert when you need it most. Instant coffee is easy to store and doesn't take up much space, making it ideal for prepping. Another important addition is electrolyte powders. When you're working hard or sweating from stress, electrolytes are essential for proper hydration and bodily function. With hydration powders, you keep your body hydrated and strong. Powdered soup mixes and instant oatmeal provide nourishment and warmth with little effort. Just add water and you've got a hot meal in minutes, which can be crucial when you're trying to conserve fuel or cooking time. 21. Spices and herbs. Let's first consider how bland survival food can be. While it's important to store nutritious, filling foods, flavor is often overlooked in prepping. After all, when you're eating the same basic staples day in and day out, morale can drop quickly. Herbs and spices add flavor to meals, making them more enjoyable and, perhaps more importantly, more meaningful. Most dried herbs and spices can last for years in airtight containers in cool, dark, dry places, giving you a valuable resource to enhance your survival meals. Garlic powder is great for seasoning rice, beans, and pasta, and it's easy to store in bulk. Garlic is known for its immune-boosting properties. 22. Cooking grease. Let's start with fat, a crucial but often overlooked element in long-term food storage. In any survival situation, you'll need calories to keep you going, and cooking grease is a great source of calories and energy. Bacon grease, like many animal fats, can be used in cooking to add flavor and texture. When stored in airtight containers in a cool, dark place, bacon grease can last up to a year, making it a great addition to your survival pantry, especially when you need to stretch your other food supplies. Cooking grease has many survival uses beyond food preparation. Bacon grease can be used to grease tool gears or lubricate equipment in a pinch. It can also be used to start a fire when other fire-starting resources are scarce. Beyond bacon grease, vegetable oil, and olive oil are other options. Vegetable oils have a long shelf life and can be used in many cooking applications. They provide the necessary fat content for frying, baking, and sautéing. Olive oil, on the other hand, has great health benefits due to its monounsaturated fats and antioxidant properties. If you're cooking over an open flame, cooking grease can help preserve food and extend its shelf life. It can also help you stretch limited supplies by allowing you to make more flavorful, calorie-dense meals with less food. Cooking grease provides calories, enhances meal flavor, and has many other survival uses. As you build your stockpile, don't underestimate the value of fats and oils. They're essential for nutritional value and morale during hard times. 23. Olive oil. Before we discuss why olive oil is essential to your survival stockpile, let's discuss the role of healthy fats in a long-term emergency. Fats are essential to a well-balanced diet, but olive oil is an especially good source of calories and energy. It also has many health benefits. Olive oil has a long shelf life and can last up to 2 years or longer if stored properly in a cool, dark place and airtight containers. Unlike some oils that age quickly, extra virgin olive oil is a reliable resource when other fats may not be as viable. Olive oil is rich in monounsaturated fats, which are energy dense and good for the heart. It can help you stay energized and prevent fatigue during stressful and physical activity. It also contains antioxidants and anti-inflammatory compounds that support your immune system and overall well-being, making it a valuable addition to your preparedness supply. Olive oil is a great fat to use in survival situations because it enhances the flavor of your meals and makes even the simplest dishes more enjoyable. Cooking with olive oil can boost morale and comfort. Olive oil can be used to moisturize skin, preventing dryness and cracking, especially in harsh conditions. It can also be used to lubricate tools and prevent rust, keeping survival equipment in good condition. Finally, olive oil can be used to start a fire if water is lacking. Its high fat content makes it suitable for igniting kindling and keeping a fire going, which can be vital for warmth, cooking, and calling for aid. Olive oil is more than a cooking ingredient. It can maintain your health, offer energy, and keep you strong and capable during trying circumstances. 24. Hardtack. Before discussing hardtack's unique benefits, let's examine its origins and why it's still relevant in today's preparedness world. Hardtack was created centuries ago as a cheap, long-lasting food for sailors and soldiers who needed a simple, portable, and durable food source. Today it's a staple survival food due to its impressive shelf life and simple ingredients. Hardtack, made from flour, water, and salt, has a long shelf life of years or decades when vacuum sealed or stored in airtight containers. It may not win any culinary awards, but it is ideal for long-term emergency food storage. Hardtack is nearly immune to spoilage because its simple recipe creates a dense, hard, bread-like substance that bacteria and mold can't grow on. It can also survive extreme temperatures, humidity, and other conditions that could ruin more delicate foods. Its compact nature makes it easy to store in bulk, making it a great choice if you need to maximize food storage space. Hardtack is versatile and can be eaten alone, but most people prefer it softened with water, coffee, or soup. After a few minutes of soaking, the bread softens and becomes filling. Some people use it as the base for simple stews or casseroles by adding beans, dried meat, or vegetables. Hardtack is easy to carry, doesn't need to be cooked, and can keep you energized during strenuous physical activities. It's also a great resource for emergencies or extended travel. Hardtack may not be the most flavorful food, but its familiarity and simplicity can provide a sense of stability during tough times. 25. Comfort foods. In any extended emergency or survival scenario, the physical challenges are only one part of the equation. The emotional and mental toll can be just as taxing. Comfort foods are simple treats that provide more than just nourishment. Comfort foods, chocolate, candies, cookies, and other sweet or savory indulgences can be a vital part of your stockpile because they provide quick calories and a mental boost when you're feeling isolated, stressed, or demoralized. In a prolonged crisis, a little treat can help keep spirits high and remind you that life does go on. Many comfort foods have a long shelf life, especially if stored properly. Chocolate can last for months if kept in a cool, dry place. Certain hard candies can last even longer, and cookies and biscuits can be stored in airtight containers to preserve freshness. Comfort foods aren't just about the emotional benefit, they're also strong bartering items in times of scarcity. During a crisis, people will trade goods for something that brings them comfort or reminds them of better days. Chocolate and other treats can help you trade for water, medical supplies, or even fresh produce if you can grow it. In addition to chocolates and candies, consider stockpiling instant pudding mixes, tea, and coffee. These items not only provide nourishment, but also help preserve your emotional well-being. A cup of warm tea or coffee can feel like a luxury when everything else seems bleak. Making instant pudding or enjoying some sweet treats can provide relief and hope in a difficult situation. Comfort foods can also boost morale and create a sense of community if you're preparing for a long-term emergency alone or with family or friends. Even a small piece of chocolate or a homemade cookie can bring people together and create a sense of normality amidst chaos. Comfort foods may not be the most practical or life sustaining items in your survival pantry, but they can help you maintain mental health during long periods of hardship by reminding you that there is still joy to be found. So, add a few of your favorite comfort foods to your stockpile. They're not just for physical survival, but also for emotional survival. Subscribe to our channel if you found this material helpful and want to stay safe and prepared for any emergency. We'll keep publishing expert-advised survival ideas and important recommendations. If you liked this video, like it, and tell us what you're adding to your survival stockpile in the comments below. Remember, the best time to prepare is now. Start stockpiling your emergency supplies.